What's good, fellas? Welcome back to another episode of the Hoop Life Productions podcast. I'm Chance Fry, here with my brother, AJ Epler.
That would be me. I am AJ, and I am here with Chance, just like he just told you guys. So, we're mid-NBA Finals, and, I mean, we could do a little bit of Finals talk maybe, but we wanted to focus this more on my team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, our off-season preview. But before we get into that, how you doing, Chance?
Honestly, man, I woke up today excited to record again, so I'm doing great. Like it's been a little while since we recorded, so I'm just excited to be back.
Yeah, me too. I was on my way to your house, and I figured out that I have had an oil change in my car due since January. So I thought I was gonna be in a lot of trouble, but I made it here, and here we are. So
well, you made it the past 7 months without it, 6 months.
Yeah, but I should probably get there. Yeah,
for sure.
I kind of want someone to do it for me because I don't really want to go there and be like, yeah, I haven't got it done since January.
Yeah, that'll be $2,000.
It'll be a little embarrassing. Yeah. All right, so you want to just dive in right here?
Yeah. So our first off-season preview is the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team with draft picks oozing out of their. I mean.
Behind.
Yeah, that we keep it PG around here anyway. So pretty much with the Thunder, it's really just draft pick based. They're gonna have cap space. I project them around $50 million somehow, even after the draft and free agency, which is insane. But realistically, who are they gonna sign at the moment? I think they're gonna focus on the draft. They've got 6 picks in the this month's upcoming draft. We got like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but I guess Cade's gonna be a Piston in 2 weeks. That's another way to think about it.
Yeah. Unless you guys trade to get Scotty Barnes. No.
Yeah, if you give us Shea, we'll do it.
Sheesh. Okay. So, I guess we'll dive in right here. Start with the obvious: is Shea will get a max extension.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really no trades other than the trades in the draft. But yeah, Shea's going to get his money as he deserves. Trying to think. Russ was the last player we gave a max. So he'll be the first max player since then.
Yeah, so pretty much go over the guys that you have under contract. And it's not Horford anymore because he was traded.
So yeah, Al Horford, who we traded. Shea, Gabriel Deck, best player in the world. Alexei Pokusevski, Darius Baisley, Big Kenny Kendrick Williams, Lou Dort, Isaiah Roby, and Moses Brown.
Who's also
yeah.
I did some of these notes quite a while ago before the trade. So
they got traded. Which kind of leads to my point that I'll get to later, is that we're lacking size. But I mean, I like what we got here under contract. Some of these guys like Shea, Poku, Baisley, and Dort are a big one. I don't have this listed under possible trades, but I would not be surprised if we saw previous to draft night trade of Darius Baisley, which I know sounds weird to people who aren't under
maybe use him to move up.
Yeah, I feel like that's possible just because I don't know. There's a lot of guys that came through and played the role that he was supposed to this year when he wasn't. Like Poku, even Kendrick Williams was getting minutes over him at one point, and it's like that's not a good thing. And hopefully he has a bounce back season if he does stay, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think you guys keep Kemba Walker?
I personally hope not, because I don't know how. I don't want it to be another one of those seasons where we rejuvenate an old guy like CP3 or Horford, because it just takes away from our development, and I don't really want to. I don't think Kemba will make us contend for anything, but I don't mind losing.
I think it really depends on what you get in the draft. And at 6, if you stay there, obviously you have the assets to move up. But in this situation, you stay there. It's likely a guy like a Scotty Barnes or a Kuminga, one of those two for sure.
Yep.
And you do have 5 other draft picks, and maybe you use those to draft a guard. I mean, 1 out of 5. It's a pretty good chance, but I don't think that late in the draft you would be taking a guy with more upside than Kemba Walker. So I mean, it really just depends on what you guys do in the draft, and if you can even get anything back for Kemba Walker, because obviously his value is lower than it ever has been, unfortunately.
Yeah, just because injuries, age, he's getting towards the tail end, in my opinion.
Right.
So for our free agents, we got Tony Bradley, Mike Muscala, and Svi Mikhailuk. I think we let Muscala and Svi walk just because they don't really fit the team's long plans.
Right.
And I think we keep Tony Bradley for the simple fact that we traded Moses and Horford, so we need size. And I think he'll get a certain bag, nothing crazy, but definitely something he'll be happy about.
Right, and in the short term that he played with you guys, he was pretty productive, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was actually, in the overall, he was better than Moses Brown, other than those 2 crazy games Moses had.
Yeah.
The Thunder are not known to sign big marquee free agents simply because Oklahoma City is a smaller market. It doesn't really happen a lot. So I tried to stay humble here, and I said that we'd sign Derrick Jones Jr., which I have no sources that will happen.
No.
But it's just another guy who brings size and athleticism, which I think we need. Which is weird because the Thunder teams in the past we've always needed shooting because we've had too much size, and now it's the opposite. As you already said, projected cap space $51.4 million. It's a lot of money, but I don't think we're gonna spend a lot of it, like I just said. And then our projected picks as of right now are 6, 16, 18, 34, 36, 55. I didn't predict the really late round picks because I don't know how to really gauge that.
Right.
Especially because a lot of them get traded. So I did 2 scenarios. I did if we trade up and if we stay because I'm not in the business of predicting what Sam Presti's going to do.
Right.
But at 6, I have him taking Scotty Barnes, who I've liked for a while now, but I'm starting to worry that his stock is jumping enough that Orlando might take him, then we'll have Kuminga, which I don't mind either. But it'll be surprising. It'll be fun to see what happens there. Isaiah Jackson at 16 to bring us more size. And then at 18, Sharif Cooper, because,
he's been compared to CP3.
Yeah,
that's the upside.
I've been bragging about this guy for months, but I'd love to have him there, and we need another guard, especially if we don't keep Kemba. See what happens there. And then trade up scenario, which is probably what most people, especially Thunder fans, want to see. And I have us trading 6, 16, and the 2024 first. But I wonder if we could throw Baisley in there instead, now that I'm saying that. Either way, one of those for Toronto for the 4th pick, where Jalen Suggs would be the obvious choice. You can tell me how you feel about all of that.
Yeah, if I'm a Thunder fan, which I'm not, my mindset is why trade for all those draft picks if you're not gonna reuse them, because you can't take 30 players over the next 7 years. It's just not gonna work. So, if they could honestly throw Detroit enough assets if they really wanted to get Cade. But if we're thinking on a more realistic basis here, I think getting up to 4 and still getting a really high quality player in Jalen Suggs to put alongside Shea, which I really like that idea. I think that's the best move for them, because they wouldn't have to give up a ridiculous amount of assets. And they still get a guy that fills a need and then fits the timeline as well.
Yeah, and another thing that's in the I didn't put him in here because he's a free agent, right? Lonzo Ball's a free agent, right?
Yeah, restricted free agent. Yeah.
I know there's been some rumors about that and stuff, and I didn't want to say that because it just doesn't seem realistic. There's a lot of Thunder fans that want Lonzo. I'd take Lonzo right now. If you told me do that trade and get Suggs, or just take Scotty and get Lonzo, I'd take Scotty and get Lonzo. Right. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's more likely to go to a Chicago or a New York. Especially
a team more ready to win now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's gone 4 years without even making the playoffs so far.
Yeah, Lonzo's been in the league for a minute now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more about the future for us. I'm not really worried about our record next year, or really even the
No.
year after. It's gonna take a minute, but I believe in Presti. I mean, he's held things together. I mean, if you think about how hard it is for like an expansion team to be successful, the Thunder came in and they were really bad for like the first 2 years, 2008 or 9 and 7.
I mean,
And
you're
then
just
since then, we've-
thrown into when you're an expansion team, you're just thrown into something that you can't really compete in because every team protects like 8 players, so you're really just down to second unit guys in one draft, and obviously you can't do much with that. So they've done pretty incredible.
Yeah, and they've done incredible, like being relevant since then. I mean,
consistently relevant.
I don't want to say they got lucky because it does take a lot of drafting skills, especially to get Harden where they got him and where they got Westbrook. But they did draft 3 MVPs, so that helped us a lot. But but yeah, I'm looking forward to the future. And the most important thing on here is that we give Shea that max. And I mean, I don't think that's really anything to worry about.
A 5-year deal, you're thinking?
Yeah.
Like just as much money as you can give him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, do you think he's worth every penny? And let me ask you one more thing. Do you think he can be the best player on a championship team someday?
No. But I don't think the best player on a championship team is the only way that you should warrant a max. Because Kyrie in Cleveland wasn't the best player, and he got a max. So, like...
good point.
I'm not saying we're going to end up with the next LeBron James, but Shea is going to be a big part of our future if we want to be successful. And if we did something stupid like not pay him, then it wouldn't work out.
So let's talk about your overall roster.
Sure, yeah. So,
let's talk about if you move up to 4 and get a Jalen Suggs and then, make a few other draft picks.
So,
like let's do a scenario where you move up to get to get 3 guys that you really want in this draft.
Okay.
And we'll just do that for the depth chart.
So we would keep 18 in my scenario.
Yeah.
So that would
But you'd move 16?
Yes, 6 and 16. Okay. So if we got Jalen Suggs. So we'd have Jalen Suggs, Maladin, Sharif Cooper, and Ty Jerome at the point guard, which I really like that young backcourt right there. One of those guys isn't gonna go out in minutes. I'd probably bet it would be Ty Jerome, but
right.
He had a good season for us. And then at the 2, we'd have Shea. We have Dort at the 3, but I think Dort would play a lot of minutes at the 2 because he did this season. Pretty low there at the 2.
Yeah, true.
The 3 would have, like I said, Dort, Williams, Dag, Scotty. Scotty would play the 3 and the 4. The 4 is stacked then, because then we'd have Poku, Baisley, Roby. Probably not Baisley, because like I said, we might substitute the 24 first for Baisley. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Poku, Baisley, Roby, Barnes, and then the center is like the interesting situation.
Do you grab a guy like Isaiah Jackson?
Yeah, Isaiah.
Instead of a Sharif Cooper.
I feel like we'd have to, right? Because Theo's a solid backup, and we'd have Suggs. So yeah, I think if we traded up there, we'd have to.
Like a Kai Jones.
Yeah, Kai or Isaiah at 18. So we'd do that, and then
maybe an Alperen Sengun. You know who that is? Yeah,
yes,
he looks really good. I showed you his highlights a few weeks ago.
Yeah. No, he looks like a monster.
Sure, you guys could trade up for him too. Like, you guys can literally grab 3 guys that you want if you really wanted to in this draft. Like, just to fast forward the rebuild.
That's just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony Bradley at center, and then I forgot I said we'd sign Derrick Jones Jr. and Isaiah Roby would play some center minutes too. Just a lot of young guys that would have to figure out where they'd play. The only for sure would be Suggs at the 1 and Shea at the 2.
Right.
But other than that, I mean,
I think Dort would start.
Yeah, of course. So that would leave our starting lineup with probably Suggs, Shea, Dort. If we keep Baisley, it's going to be Baisley. If not, it's going to be Poku. I said we'd sign Derrick Jones Jr. and then Tony Bradley
I feel like
center.
Yeah, whoever, maybe even Kai Jones starts over Tony Bradley.
Yeah.
If you take a guy like Kai Jones, which I think you should,
because
it fills a need, and I like an upside of a guy like that. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, man. I mean, 2022 NBA champs.
No, that'd be insane.
It's not gonna happen though. It's kind of crazy though, because we've had so many historic players like KD and Russ and
completely hit the reset button.
Harden. We hit the reset button, and we were to win a championship. Shea or Suggs, whoever the best player at that time, would already be like the most loved player ever, except for maybe Russ.
Like if I'm in a rebuild right now, I want Sam Presti leading the charge. So if I'm a Thunder fan, I'm not stressing. I think they're in a good spot. You're not winning a lot of games right now, but you have enough assets to be able to put together a pretty amazing roster for the future. So.
And I'm a Michigan State football fan, so I can deal with being horrible. But yeah, I mean, I think that's really all we got for the Thunder here.
Yeah, we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So if you guys did enjoy, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I'm Chance Fry with my brother AJ, and we're signing off.
Thank you.